Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for me by leaving dislikes on this video. Sing along with me, gesture at your screen, and please hit the dislike button. Let's pray a few more times while we wait for a few people to join. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, please continue to pray for my art career. As bad as the tariffs were, they were what inspired me to take a break away from the metal casting and to work on Lego. And I submitted the Taipei 101 design earlier today. I'm working on the Twin Towers right now, although I've been kind of losing my shits with my art projects. I've been losing sleep. And the other day, I had a little bit of a moment of embarrassment. What had happened was that, when I lose sleep, I lose my good judgment, loss of inhibition, and I did some things that were embarrassing, and I also started bragging to people that I'll never have to sleep again. I don't know why I did that. Now looking back at it, it was stupid. I went to every Saturday night we have this trivia night event, and I was bragging about my Lego projects, and then I boasted about how I can get away with 2 hours of sleep every night from now on. And long story short, that goal lasted about 10 hours, and I really embarrassed. I get this loss of inhibition, but I really need this project to go, and here's why. I recently started dating a distant cousin of Mary Curry, and unfortunately, we hardly have time for each other because she works a different line of work than I do, and our schedules don't always line up. But you know what? Both of us are working sort of dream jobs. I mean, obviously, neither of us are making a whole lot of money, but we both love what we do. Let's put it that way. But at the same time, it leaves very little control of our lives and our bodies. And, as much as I love my job, a lot of times the work schedule really pigeonholes a lot of stuff. Not only my social life, I struggle with eating disorders. And the rigidness of the scheduling of the work doesn't really bode well with that, right? In an ideal world, I would wait until I'm hungry and then I'll eat. But having rigid work schedules that don't allow you to eat at the table pigeonhole that, right? And at the same time, no time to go see my girlfriend. And also, I'm not sure about what I'll be teaching in the summertime. It makes it very difficult for me to plan vacations, and just I love my here's how I would put it. I love my work, but I hate my job. Right? I love the students, the colleagues, the interactions, the stuff of the mission, all that. I hate the commute, the time commitment, the rigidness, the eating disorder, the way it interacts with my eating disorder, the no time with my girlfriend. I don't know if that's a good way of describing it, but I love my work, but I hate my job. I don't know. Feel free to leave a comment if you understand what that means, or if you have any questions on what that means. And so, as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about what would be nice, and it would be nice to have obviously a second career. That's why the Lego projects. Now let's suppose that after the review, my Taipei 101 is sitting in Walmart store shelves, and I collect $100,000 every year. What would I do? Would I quit my job at Glendale Community College, or next semester I'll be teaching at a different? Would I quit my job there? No. What I might do is live a whole lot closer to campus and eat out 3 times a day, so I won't have to think about meal prep, and it will free up a lot of mental capacity to do other great things, right? So I just want to make that clear. But at the same time, I really don't like the shake I got out of this life. That I have no agency over my body, my love life, my sleep, my and all the other stuff, right? Even sometimes taking good care of hygiene. Don't have the time and mental capacity to do any of that, right? And I don't feel I got a fair shake out of this life, and that's what is making me really depressed and unable to sleep, right? The other goal I made this year was that my investments, I have 23 different precious metals on the periodic table. I hope to add a few more, but I want you guys to pray that I pick the right ones, right? If I had picked silver just before the Hunt brothers, or if I had picked palladium during the time, just before the time the Ford Motor Company tried to stock up, right? If I could do that a few times in a row, I'd be very well off, right? Then I'll never have to worry about cooking another meal or about commuting to work, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.